Welcome to the pod. You are listening to What the Reality with me, Cashay Roberts, and we are back with another Toxic Tuesday episode. At last, it has been so long. Happy New Year. Do the people still say Merry Christmas? Merry Christmas. I have enjoyed my 2 weeks off, not from the pod because I've still been doing stuff for the pod, but like I even took a break from social media, like not intentionally, but I appreciate that Bravo was like, we're going to pause reality shows airing new episodes during this time. So I was off. It just so happens I was remote my last 2 weeks of the year, but I also took those weeks off because I was just like, I had so much time to use. And I was like, why not? I mean, if I'm going to be remote anyway, might as well be off. My sister was in town from school, so it was nice to be off a full week with her while she was in town. And it was nice to be off last week for New Year's, but now we're getting back into the swing of things. I am really excited for some future stuff that I have coming up in general in life. And I'm really excited for what's to come for the new year. We are embodying a little, it was giving 70s today. I'm not going to lie, with the headband, the highlights. Like I have like this burgundy one piece on and I had on a brown trench coat. I had to run some errands. I had a dentist appointment today. Teeth are looking amazing as always. I've never had braces, y'all. That's like a nice flex of mine. And I've only had one cavity, and that was very recent. That was like 2 years ago. It kills me. I can't say I've never had any cavities. It was recent, and I remember that year. It was a crazy year. Not the munchies, because I don't smoke, but I just remember around Halloween time, maybe because like I had but no, because my nephew didn't go trick or treating. I remember that year I ate a lot of candy, and it like kind of matched up to when I had to go to the dentist. So it was like not shocking to me because I feel like I was eating a lot of candy around Halloween time. But I had a dentist appointment today, ran some errands, and I had to go drop off. If there's one thing about me, if I like it, I'm just gonna get it altered. Especially because I'm short. I'm 5'1". I say I'm 5'2", but I'm 5'1". Um, so a lot of stuff fits me. Like it's just hard for me to find good quality jackets and like, even like boots. It's like I'm short. I'm very like petite. I'm short, and then it's like I feel like I have like wide calves, so it's like hard for me to find like boots, like knee-high boots. It's hard for me to find like trench coats. So I have this trench coat from Fashion Nova. Fashion Nova's jackets are really amazing. I have a couple of jackets from them that I absolutely love, but I had this one for a while and it's too long. So I'm just like, let me go get this altered. And it's like I don't even need to try it on. I just know me. I just need 2 inches off. Like it was just down to the floor. Just do 2 inches and I'm fine. Because I still want it to be long. Um, yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be $70. But I like this place I go to because you don't have to pay until you pick it up. So like if you're not if you're not satisfied with your service, I'm not about to pay the full price. But they always do a good job. I'm gonna pay. I just wasn't anticipating it to be $70, but it's because it's the cutest jacket, you guys. Like this black jacket, black trench coat with fur. So it's like I'm assuming the fur, and honestly the lining's really good. Like cuz sometimes when I take stuff there from Pretty Little Thing, that stuff be cheap AF to get altered because Pretty Little Thing, they don't use lining. I really stopped shopping at Pretty Little Thing. I shop more at Revolve, Zara Girly, ASOS. I get a lot of my items from Revolve though. I shop at Pretty Little Thing for certain stuff, but I'm just over their prices. I really shop at Zara and Revolve. Honestly, I'm transitioning. I'm getting what do they call it? A capsule wardrobe. Um, yeah, those are probably like the two, Zara and Revolve. And it's crazy because I'm actually not even shopping the Zara sale because I'm just like, I don't need anything. There's so much stuff that I haven't worn that still have the tags on it. And I'm like, if I see something, but needless to say, um, I was not anticipating that price, but I ran errands today. I don't have any cavities. I was like, period. And this is all coming back to me because like this was the first time for like an appointment I had to use my insurance because I'm 26 now. And I was so glad there was nothing wrong with my teeth because I'm like, what is that copay going to be? But like, it was just a clear balance. So everything was good. The cleaning and the insurance I have, thankfully, I think the cleaning was free. So it's just like, as long as you go like twice a year, like those are free. Like as long as you don't get a cavity or anything. So I'm just like, period. So I just felt like a woman today, you know, very 70s vibes. I had this outfit with like this brown trench coat. But how are you guys doing? I hope this new year is amazing for everyone. I think New Year's bring a lot of reflection, a lot of redirection, and I'm excited for the pod to keep Toxic Tuesdays going, to keep keep what's the reality on what the reality going. And I'm just excited to really scale the podcast. I'm really hoping we can do some amazing stuff. Thanks so much for all my incredible listeners. We have a jam-packed show. Not really. I just want to talk about some reality TV that's been out. I want to talk about Mary Cosby's documentary because, oh my gosh, I want to talk about some topics. Let's talk about some topics before we even get to that. And then we're going to recap very briefly Salt Lake City. Very briefly, I might say just two things because the finale comes out on Toxic Tuesday. So the next episode will be just a season in general recap because I didn't really recap it because just the way I record and when it comes out, you kind of miss it. Next episode for Toxic Tuesday, I'm really going to talk about Salt Lake City in general, what I thought of the season, where I think they lacked, where I think they excelled. And then that'll be next. So next Tuesday, that's why I just don't really want to talk about it. But we're going to touch on a couple of things on there. Also, this new year, if you're watching me on YouTube, I'm embracing more no makeup looks. I really only film with makeup if I'm like leaving work. And I've really appreciated not going into work because I haven't put any makeup on. I just feel like I have needed the reset. I mean, I love a good makeup look. My New Year's Eve makeup look 8 down. I haven't done eyeshadow in so long. My makeup look 8 down. But this year, if you do catch me on YouTube, I mean, I'm still going to be dolled up and still looking good, but I am making more of an effort to just hop on the mic. The point of Toxic Tuesdays is just to literally talk shit. And sometimes I don't want to talk shit with a full face of makeup on. Sometimes I just want to hop on, put my lip gloss on, and we're going to talk shit. I don't care. But what else was I going to say? So yeah, next week we'll talk more about Salt Lake City. I want to talk about Below Deck Med. I've been thoroughly enjoying it. A plus 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 plus. We'll talk briefly about that. I just have a few things I want to say on the mic. We're gonna talk about Mary Cosby's documentary because that is insane. So I'm really talking about Mary Cosby's documentary today. And then, of course, I'm going to talk a little bit about Atlanta and Married to Medicine. So that's really your episode. We got some reality topics, some thoughts. So there's something going on, something very toxic for this Toxic Tuesday. 2 fan bases allegedly have came together, and I'm talking about Love Island now. They have came together to manufacture a video of Nick saying the N-word. It's not a true video. Apparently, he did not say that. But then they wanted him to get canceled. So, for reference, Love Island aired in summer 2025. We are now in January 2026. It is January 5th, 2026. And we are still trying to get people canceled from Love Island season 7 from the past summer. It didn't work. There are now screenshots. This is a big story that is still developing. Nick had went to his Snapchat to talk about it So when that failed, the people were upset that he was not getting canceled. So they decided to put a hit on him. Yeah. Like, people literally are in a group chat, and I think this is a Twitter group chat, and they're asking, do they have a hitman on Etsy or a witch? And they were asking about Nick and Alandria's whereabouts on New Year's Eve. Like, they wanted to get a hitman. So this is from the Neighborhood Talk. SMH, Love Island superfans exposed for allegedly trying to put a hit out on season 7 star Nick Van Stenberg. Messages show them allegedly conspiring to purchase a hitman or a witch's curse on Etsy. Quote unquote, he needs to die. I don't know why these people are so obsessed with him, like Nick and Alandria. It's really weird. So this is what I've been getting. Apparently, Shelly and Hilda's fans teamed up in a group chat to fabricate a video making it seem like Nick said the N-word, only for Huda's fans to then harass Shelly in her comments, demanding that they make a statement over a video they all fabricated. But I'm like, why are we still talking about this? So that's why I said I made a TikTok. Make sure you guys follow me on TikTok. I talk a lot of my crap on TikTok. And a lot of my unfiltered opinions and thoughts. I said on TikTok, I fear for the black women that are going on Love Island season 8. US. This is bad. This is very bad. This is worse than season 6. The stands, the cancel culture, it is bad. These people are still deranged. They are still upset. And this happened over the summer. It is January. I don't know. So the FBI are now involved. All of those usernames are on blast. I think it was a Twitter, like those Twitter community groups or whatever. It's those usernames are on blast, and now Nick has gotten the FBI involved, as he should. He should not be fearing for his life, especially at a public event like New Year's Eve when he didn't know this was coming. So I'm going to, try to keep updated next Tuesday with what's going on with that. Also, it looks like they were trying to hack his email or hack his iCloud. Yikes. I don't know if I talked about this other topic because this kind of happened after Toxic Tuesday last time. And then obviously I didn't do Toxic Tuesday last week. I did a roundup of Toxic Tuesdays of like the best of the best reality stars, the flops and stuff. But Britt Edie and her husband, Mike, are divorcing. So this was literally posted on New Year's. So her New Year's post was that, she said, I'm posting this on the last day. This was literally posted on December 31st. I'm posting this on the last day of 365 to remove this facade of faking like this marriage is going to work. Everybody can't come into the next chapter. I'm done hurting and I want to be happy in my next chapter. Cheers to 2026 of putting my happiness first. And for the record, as much as I can't stand him, we are not going to create a false narrative that I'm walking away because of any fake made up rumors. I'm assuming she's talking about the gay rumors because there were rumors that he is gay. But no one's really talking about that. It's kind of like that happened. No one's talking about it. What a shame. Honestly, Britt Edie, like I said, her last couple of episodes on Atlanta, I'm really excited for Atlanta to be coming back. But her last couple of episodes on Real Housewives of Atlanta was really good. She went toe-to-toe with Kelly. She went toe-to-toe with Shamia, I think. Like, it was really good, her last couple of episodes. I don't understand why she's made such a mockery of this. She's trying to, sue Bravo. She was so upset when the pictures weren't even her. She really screwed herself over because she really could have been the reality star of the year to really turn it all over. And, Kenya's not even on the show. And they were going to ask you back. And it's like, you threatened to sue them. Because of this whole narrative, you've been saying the images were AI. So I'm just like, and then Bravo was refusing to show it to you. I don't know. I just feel like it was such a waste. It's like your whole career down the drain when you really had it going on. Like, you really could have came out on top. So I don't understand what the point of all this was. And now you're divorcing your husband. I know y'all were working on having children. That's not going to happen. So I don't know. I just feel like, for Brit's sake, what a flop of a year 2025 was for her, because you didn't really get much out of it. Like, now you're getting a divorce and you're not on this show to even tell that story. You flopped hard when you really were having a good season. It was just kind of like a downer, honestly. Something else that happened, Grace Lilly was arrested, and we're talking Southern Hospitality. She was arrested and charged with second-degree harassment. That woman has always been a little off to me, so I'm not shocked that she was arrested. These are her mugshots if you are on YouTube. The filler is there. She looks a mess, but I mean, what do you expect when someone's getting arrested? I'm just going through my bookmarks because I bookmarked so much stuff from Twitter. And like I said, I didn't have a typical Toxic Tuesday. Last time it was a roundup of like the best of Toxic Tuesday. Make sure you guys give it a listen, because I crown my reality star of the year, my top 10 reality stars of the year, and my 10 least favorite reality stars of the year, which are important. Another hot topic really quick. Diddy's sons are now going to be doing a documentary with the most joke of a network, Zeus, because of that documentary that came out that was, I think it's still trending on Netflix. It's been trending for the past month. If you didn't watch the Diddy documentary, make sure you watch it. It's insightful. Produced by 50 Cent. So now they are working on their own documentary in response to the documentary on Netflix. But this documentary will be on Zeus and will be told from their perspective. And honestly, I am going to watch it, but I'm wary because it's on Zeus. And I'm just like, Zeus, it's been a mess. It's been a mess. I don't even watch Baddies anymore. I don't know what's happening with Jocelyn's Cabaret. I've been waiting for that reunion to come out. I don't know. It's a mess over there. But they are supposed to be having their own docu-series, and it's going to be like the process of their own dad like going away and how that's affected them. And I am going to watch it because I am curious. But from my understanding, Justin is just as bad as Diddy, and so is King. So I don't know if I'm interested in their perspective, but I do wonder if they're like, do you guys think your father could do this? Do you think he has it in him? Or do you know he has it in him? I just wonder what it's going to be about. Is it going to be a fluff piece about how their dad is innocent? Because I don't really see them getting to the real gritty, like, yes, we've been asked to do stuff, and for my dad, I've done it. Like, I just feel like, what is this documentary going to be about? We have a very interesting story with Ashley Tisdale. So Ashley Tisdale wrote this article for The Cut, basically saying how she had to break up with her toxic mom friend group. And this friend group has Mandy Moore in it and Hilary Duff. Also, fun fact, Crystal Minkoff, from Beverly Hills, she commented that her childhood friend is a part of this toxic friend group. So there's a lot of back and forth currently because people are like, well, we don't know if we honestly, believe Ashley Tisdale, because I guess Ashley Tisdale has made some very controversial comments regarding Charlie Kirk and her support of the Republicans, or maybe I have that wrong. And then also people are like, there's no way, maybe I'm the people. I'm the people. There's no way that Hilary Duff is a part of a mean mom group. You know what I mean? And Mandy Moore. I mean, for me, the gag would be Hilary Duff being a mean girl because she just never gave that. But there's an excerpt. Now with The Cut, that's New York Magazine. My New York Magazine subscription literally canceled yesterday. I'm fine with it. I was only subscribed to it because I needed an article about Jersey Shore that I've been doing research on. So I've been fine with it. But it's crazy to me. It just canceled yesterday when I could have literally read this article yesterday to give you guys the full tea, because there's only excerpts online because nobody is paying for that paywall. I don't know why journalism should be free. I pay for News Plus on my Apple phone because I'm like, I hate when I click on a story and I can't read it because I don't have the subscription. It's so dumb. I do think certain journalism should be free. This should be free, especially it's getting this much hits. But New York Magazine kills me with that. Oh, pay for this. I think it's like $7.99 a month. But I'm just like, I don't read New York Mag to be subscribing like that. So I'll be using my one article for the month, and I think I've already used it. But I'm just upset because my subscription just canceled from my Jersey Shore research, and this article comes out with the cut. So here's an excerpt, and Ashley Tisdale wrote this. Also, Ashley Tisdale has bangs right now. I'll just say that. Okay, so this is an excerpt from it. So that's exactly what I texted the group after being left out from yet another group hang. I don't know what the text was. This is just what it says. Quote unquote, this is too high school for me and I don't want to take part in it anymore. Quote unquote. You know that it's the sayings quote unquote. I always say quote unquote. It's quote unquote. Fun fact. It didn't exactly go over well. Some of the others tried to smooth things over. One sent flowers, then ignored me when I thanked her for them. Another tried to convince me that everyone assumed I'd been invited to gatherings and just hadn't shown up. Then why didn't anyone ever ask where I was? I wondered. To be clear, I have never considered the moms to be bad people, maybe one, but I do think our group dynamic stopped being healthy and positive for me anyway. Surely it would have been easier to disappear without explanation, and that would have allowed all of us to convince ourselves that we simply drifted apart. But from the feedback I've received since I started talking about this, I now know I'm far from the only mother who's been brought to tears by members of a group that's supposed to lift everyone up. I had more than one friend reach out and say, "You're so brave." I thought that was such an interesting response. Why, I wondered, is it so scary to talk about this? Motherhood has enough challenges without having to wonder if the people around you are on your side. You deserve to go through motherhood with people who actually, like you. And if you have to wonder if they do, here's the hard-earned lesson I hope you'll take to heart. It's not the right group for you. And even if it looks like they're having the best time of their life on Instagram. So that's what she had said. I'm really shocked that Hilary Duff is a part of that, and I'm hoping... Okay, I just refreshed my my Twitter, and I have to tweet something really quick because we're going to talk about it. In terms of the Ashley Tisdale stuff, like, that sucks. I see a lot. A lot of movies are based on like these like mother groups. Like, oh, I'm a mother, Our friends are besties. We're besties. We have a mother group. When I think of motherhood, I think of Hunting Wives. I think of that group. That was a good show. I wonder if it's going to win anything. The Critics Awards. Frankenstein and Sinners won huge. I watched both of them. Frankenstein I watched recently, like Saturday. Amazing. Timothy Chalamet was there with Kylie Jenner. He thanked her. I didn't know they were dating for 3 years, but that was shocking. Emily in Paris. Emily in Paris has been renewed for season 6. It's time. I watched Emily in Paris. It was terrible. Since when is Maturi a fashion label? I thought it was a wine company. Since when is... I don't even remember his name. Since when is he a fashion designer? Mindy and Alfie made no sense to me. I just feel like it was terrible writing. Mindy should end up with her high school sweetheart because it was just the love there. This man just had to figure out, hey, I'm about to be broke for a minute, because I love you and I'm leaving my family's money. That's a real one. I just feel like they work out better than Mindy's character this whole time would never go after Alfie. It's totally off brand. It's kind of like me watching Sex in the City, and then I'm watching and just like that, and all of a sudden Miranda's a lesbian. I'm just like, that is that does not match up to the character that I've seen built up on this other show. So with Mindy all of a sudden falling for Alfie, her ex, I just feel like they really wanted to include Alfie, and it's like I would have been interested in his love life separately. Let's not start doing this whole vortex thing like they do on All American, everybody messing with the crew. Like, I would have been interested with who he's dating with, who he meets. Like, let's introduce a new character for Alfie, a new woman. It didn't have to be Mindy. That stuff was messy AF. It was messy. I don't know. It was not good. It was really terrible written. But I want to talk about this Mary Cosby documentary. When I watched it, I got a very eerie feeling. I had like goosebumps on me. I had to turn the lights on. I was uncomfortable. So it's a 3-part docu-series. It is on HBO Max. If you haven't been able to watch it, it's trending on HBO Max. I think it's number 3 or 4 right now. I also love how everyone has like these trending now ever since like Netflix. Like Peacock has it, HBO Max has it, Hulu has it. I mean, it's smart, but I don't know. They did get that from Netflix. I'm just saying. So, and it essentially tells the origins of Mary Cosby. And perhaps the biggest bombshell for me was that she was disfellowshipped from her church during her grandma's, or they called her mama, death. So they go into Mary's background, and I do wonder if this is going to be brought up on the show. And from my understanding, her contract now with Salt Lake City is that her church is off the table and her marriage is off the table. And she's getting paid a hefty amount, and they even touched on that in the documentary. She is still getting paid quite a lot. They wanted Mary on the show, even when she disengaged. So there's 3 parts. The first part really talks about who Mary was as a person. She was a troublemaker. They set her up to be this woman that is very fueled by money. So no matter who you are, she wants money. Like, she dates up, she is fueled by money. So that's how they set her up. And another reason they set her up is like a mean girl. They're kind of like, even growing up, she was a mean girl. Like, she pick on people. She was always just in some drama, some chaos. Like, she was always starting something. They called her the troublemaker. But so I didn't realize she had like 4 siblings. Her sister was in the documentary. And we also learn why she's estranged to her mom. And the way Mary narrates it on the show is that her mom was jealous that Mary was able to take over the church. So from my understanding, as they're leading this up to the huge marriage and that whole thing happening, and how it really was like a huge scandal in the church, it was even making the papers, because it was like, and we also learned about Robert. But from my understanding, her mom's falling out with Mary had nothing, I don't think it had to do with the taking over the church. It had more so of like you marrying your step granddaddy. So Robert had been in Mary's life since she was 3 years old, which is another icky thing. No, that is not her blood granddad, but that has been someone she's called Gramps her entire life since she's been 3. And what I also did not know, and I could have known this stuff and I just forgot it, but like I said, this documentary series really reopened my eyes, because a lot of this stuff I forgot, because they have done such an amazing job rebranding Mary Cosby. So a lot of us have forgotten a lot of this stuff. I didn't realize Robert was 20 years younger than her grandma, but he was apparently infatuated with her. She was from Indianapolis, and she was called to serve in Salt Lake City. She said there is under 1% of Black people there. There was a drive to service out there. And I guess Robert was one of those people that was like infatuated with her. She thought it was more of like, you are a child of God and you need guidance. She was trying to take on a motherly role because that was a 20-year age gap. She didn't take it seriously, but I guess people were like, he was crazy about mama. And they eventually got married. And the way Mary puts it is that because of the age gap, her dying wish was, I feel like I robbed you of your innocence, of your youth. So get with one of my granddaughters once I pass, which is not good. Very messed up. But okay, so we're under the impression this was in her living will. We're watching the documentary. Mary was at a point with her grandma. She was being outcasted. She was being exiled, excommunicated. They don't call it that though. They call it disfellowshipped. So she could still go to services. She just couldn't participate. But she could go there. But it's kind of like you just sit and like listen, like you receive the word, you can't give the word or something like that. And then mama passes away. Mama passes away and she's still disfellowshipped. And I guess Mary had a really difficult time during the funeral and stuff, and like would talk to her sister. She leaned on her sister a lot during that time, even though they had been estranged most of their life, because they were like, she's like, she died while I'm disfellowshipped. Like, what the heck? Robert's devastated. He is devastated. And suddenly, Mary pops up and is consoling him. She is sad about her grandma passing. He is sad about the woman he loved passing. And that family consultation turned into a romantic one. And Robert was trying to convince him and everyone else, the church, that God sent Mary to take over for mama for him. And she was going to take care of him. And that was how it was going to be, because like he was running the church, but I don't think he really had like the respect. And he's like, I need blood to still like run it. So he's like, I'm going to marry her granddaughter. And people are saying, is he a groomer? Now he's 20 years older than, Mary. The gag is like, and like I said, this stuff was mentioned on Salt Lake City, but I forgot. The gag is that Mary was married at the time and they didn't believe in divorce in the church, right? But apparently they've spun this whole thing that the only reason she was disfellowshipped was because of her relationship, her marriage, and that he essentially was getting in the way of her relationship with God. So now they found an out to this marriage, but apparently they were like, mama loved her ex. Like she would not be impressed with what's going on right now, is from the understanding of a lot of the people that have been removed from the church. So that all goes down. Now she's free to get married again. The timelines, I kid you not, I think they officially were divorced like September 12th, and then she was married like September 28th or something. The timelines were very much overlapping. Maybe not physically on paper, but her relationship formed with Robert Sr. So then there is a split of the church because there's a final walkout or a final chaotic, whatever they called it. It happened like in 1990 or something. I think it was like 96. It was like this whole walkout. And keep in mind, like Mary and her mom, they've never really been or like got along. And there was this whole event that happened at the church where the mom was supposed to usher on the choir, but instead she took the mic and she was talking about how it's like, this is like the devil in here. Mama would not have wanted my daughter to marry her step granddaddy. Y'all are driven by power and wealth, and it's giving cult, it's giving devil vibes. And it really sounded like it was. So she had got together this group of people that also agreed, that had been going to services prior, but they had enough of it. And that day the church finally split. It was a huge walkout of like half the people leaving and half the people remained loyal to Robert and Mary. So that is why their church was split into two, the believers, the non-believers of Mary and Robert. And then they're also talking about like the cult allegations, which we knew. There was like audio leaked of her talking about how annoyed she was at she only had 14 birthday cards. They said as soon as Mary took over, it all became more about money. Like, they would have multiple meetings about money and how they needed money and how they would like barricade the doors. And then they said there was a certain point where a lot of this money stuff was happening, and then Housewives of Salt Lake City starts airing, and then you can see Mary's closet, and you're just like, where's this money coming from? And you're just like donating to the church. And honestly, that is like my opinion on a lot of churches. You guys, I don't believe in organized religion. I really don't, on a scale of like church, because I do feel like a lot of times it's a scam. And we've seen it on social media, like them like, you need to at least give $20. It's like people are going bankrupt, people are going broke just to give to a church, when it's like, why do I need money to go to church? Right? I'm supposed to just go to church to get right with the Lord, to, you know, pay my respects. Why do I have to go to church and bring my wallet? And it got to a point where we bring up this Cameron guy again. Cameron was featured on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And there is a phone call, a never released phone call released on this docu-series of him admitting to having an affair with Mary. She brushing up on him. This is when Mary obviously is married. Him brushing up, her brushing up on him, all of this stuff. And they had an affair, and how he took out a second mortgage on his home. A lot of this stuff was happening prior to Mary's disappearance on, you know, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. It's just we've all forgotten about it because this is the best rebrand any reality star has done. She disappeared for a year. She slowly starts coming back, and then she's back full time, and she is the voice of reason. She has had argumentatively one of the best rebrands of any housewife. No housewife can get away with not going to a reunion. You know, he does on you. People are looking at you as a cult leader, and you come back and people are loving you again. But I tell you what, after I watch this docuseries, I'm very wary of Mary, and I think whatever is done in the dark will come to the light. I truly believe that. I'm a very spiritual person. And I just believe that whatever you do will come to light. Honestly, watch it. I don't want to talk too much about it. Like I said, the biggest bombshell for me is that when her mama died, her grandma, she was disfellowshipped. So I'm like, I doubt that was your mama's last dying wish. Oh, just make sure you marry Robert Sr. I don't think, especially if you were disfellowshipped, that she's like, make sure you marry my granddaughter. That don't read to me, and we'll never know. And that's another thing, we'll never know about the Cameron stuff. We did hear that phone call that was unreleased and hasn't been heard before, but he's also passed away. So it's like a lot of unanswered stories. I do hope Mary's living correctly, because I'll tell you one thing, the FBI has never been more hot and thirsty to be looking into these housewives' histories, given everything going on, from the Teresa Giudices to the Wendy Osefos to Karen Huger. They are investigating. They are looking right under their eyes. They are looking at the people. Jen Shah, I forgot one of the biggest ones, Erica Jane. They're looking under at these housewives that parade these amazing grand scheme of life, money things. They're looking right at you guys that are showing your life, and they are going back to make sure its proof is in the pudding. Now, what I will say about the docuseries is some people do seem a little bitter that, you know, Mary did become like the woman of the church. I think it's really odd how she did it, but I also don't understand. I feel like some people, like, we can blame Mary always all we want, but I will say you are a lost cause and a lost soul if you believe this person truly is God, and this person can do this for you, and this person is your high and almighty, and you kind of hold them to the same regard as God. And a lot of these people did under this church. They even did that with Mama. I'm seeing the way certain people talk about Mama, they kind of hold her up to there. And so when Mary came in, you know, she kind of took that to the next level. And these people really viewed her and Robert Sr. as God. And I'm like, then that's kind of your own fault. You're naive in your own aspect for believing that this person that was made just like you is higher than you in that way, because no one's higher than you. And I'm like, we can't really blame Mary for the foolishness and the naiveness of these people. Why would you put out a second mortgage of your home? Why are you giving all this money? If you don't got it, you don't got it. Because the best thing that was invented was that we all have free will. At the end of the day, if you don't want to do something, don't freaking do it. And that is my thoughts on the Mary Cosby documentary. I think it was really good. It does make me look at Mary differently. I will probably be viewing the season finale a little differently, but that is genuinely how I see it. I think there's a lot of faults. I think there's little offs, but I will say at the end of the day, Mary's impact on Bravo in general is something to be studied, because when I tell you people wanted to meet her at BravoCon, they wanted to meet her. She has some force. She has some sort of it factor that the people want to see. I want to meet her, but I'm very wary after this documentary. It was very chilling how that whole you become the next mama. That is very chilling, especially if you were disfellowshipped. I doubt that was even in talks for a conversation, but let's move on to, I'm like at 40 minutes already. Let's talk about Below Deck. Let's talk about Below Deck Med. And then I want to talk about, I'm going to just save my Salt Lake City thoughts for next week, because I want to talk about Potomac and Married to Medicine. And then I'm going to talk about Salt Lake City next week with the finale. So Below Deck Med, I'm just talking about this most recent episode very quickly. The biggest thing is V coming back. Obviously, we know that Gail and Nathan end up having a kid together, which I kind of wish we didn't know. So, like, I'm interested to see how they work that out. Did she stay on the island? Whatever. I think they have, like, 2 charters left. V is now back. Remember, guys, V took off because she was feeling physically sick, and the only reason she was feeling physically sick is because of the anniversary of her boyfriend is coming up, and it just so happens, unfortunately, that he passed away on her birthday a year ago. So she was physically starting to feel sick from that, and she needed some time off. Captain Sandy gave it to her, and the worst thing that could happen happened. You know, she finally found this amazing connection with this guy. Not gonna lie, Joe. Is it Joe? Yeah, it's Joe. Joe is hyping it up. Like, he's like, I've never felt this way about a girl. He got her FaceTiming his mom. Like, you would think he was serious this time, but we know how Joe is with women. It wasn't even a different day. I think it was the same day V leaves. Kizzy and Joe make out. And I say this, Joe aside, Kizzy, you are a disgusting, foul, male-centered, male-hungry, gutter snipe, low down, dirty B. That is a dirty B. She has bragged about having multiple STDs on her last boat. She is a low down, gutter snipe type of person. That's a foul person. That is a person that belongs at the end of the street. That's a person that belongs in the sole of your feet. And she has no remorse. At least Joe over there crying. He like, I can't believe I did this. Kizzy has no remorse, and you actually was cool with V. V's texting you, make sure you look out after Joe, you know. Oh, I'm gonna look out after him. That is a thirsty B. She is thirsty, and she is a gutter snipe low individual. And I would never want a friend like her. I am very curious if she has any friends. The Reddit threads on her are amazing, and I urge her to look at them, because besides that woman needs therapy. She needs therapy, because she did the same thing with Max, and I cannot remember these people's names, y'all. I really can't, because they switch them out so much. And the one girl that just lost her stepdad, I cannot remember. I want to say her name is Grace. I don't think her name is Grace, though, but you guys know who I'm talking about. As soon as she told Kizzy she was remotely interested in Max, she's making out with Max in the hot tub in front of her. Like, this is the type of stuff I could just tell Kizzy don't have siblings, first of all, or don't have girlfriends. And she just is one of those girls that's like, oh, most of my friends have always been with guys. I wonder why. Because you're just so thirsty to hop on someone's D. Like, she's just so nasty of a person. But this last episode, V is returning, and V already noticed a shift. Now, we haven't gotten to the part where they tell her that they betrayed her. And I'm really excited to see tonight's episode, which I'm probably going to watch tomorrow. But, I'm really excited to see her reaction to Kizzy, because her and Kizzy were actually like supposed to be cool. And it's like, Kizzy, why would you kiss Joe? You're so thirsty and like just like horny. Go whack off somewhere. Like, that girl is nasty. I wouldn't even hug her. I wouldn't even want to touch her, because I feel like she's full of disease. Like, that is a gutter, low down dirty individual. In the words of Portia, words of Nene Leakes, everything you can think of to call a person, that is a low down person. And Joe ain't no better, but I'm saying, Kizzy, I hold women to a different standard, especially if that's your friend. I'm more upset at Kizzy. Joe, a man gonna do what a man gonna do. But your friend on the boat, this girl that's supposed to have your back to do that, that is a low down dirty person. A low down dirty individual. I want to move on to Potomac because we are finally in Colorado for the last 10 minutes. But I guess we'll talk about warming up to that, and then we're gonna end with Married to Medicine. But essentially, you know, I think the episode was kind of so they're really focusing a lot on Tia's family story, and I think it just shows that she is definitely here to stay because she doesn't have friction within the group, but she's willing to offer us all of this family stuff. And it's really crazy. She gets a chance to visit her childhood home and recreate a photo with her 2 kids, which was amazing. I don't know. I really like Tia. I enjoy Tia, and I really hope she comes back next season. I think she's very fascinating. I think her family has it. They're willing to film. I think her family dynamic's interesting, and learning about her half-sister has been interesting. So I like Tia, and I think that's enough to maintain your position on the show. People are like, is it enough? I think it is more than enough to maintain your position on the show. Wendy comes in, so she's meeting up with Giselle and Ashley, and she's like, high fives Giselle. She's like, our event was amazing. They're talking about the ponies in Potomac. I said, I know they do not think that event was amazing. That event was trash. Like, thumbs down, boo, I'm throwing tomatoes. That was such a low budget. It was indoors at a gymnasium. The women were in high heels on grass turf. Wendy looked good though. But that's how I just know Wendy blowing money, because she always looking good lately. She just blowing money. Like, did you see her outfit for when she shows up to the airport to go to Colorado? Like, she's going to freaking Greece. She thought she was in Salt Lake City showing up to the Greece cast trip. She didn't realize they were going to Colorado. Like, I don't know what that outfit was, but we have another Ashley scene with her family. And I love how her family is so over her shenanigans. Like, her grandma, it looked like her grandma was like, I'm fine with him. When they were talking about Ashley's stepdad or whatever, her mom's dad or whatever. And then Ashley tried to even clock her grandma. She's like, well, you didn't live with him. I'm like, Ashley, I know that woman did not just try to clock her grandma on TV. She is trying so hard to push this narrative that this man is a terrible man. Well, I'm a big believer in stop trying to show that people are bad. Bad people will just be bad. You don't have to do anything. But that's all Ashley can talk about. And her mom don't care. The man's finally going to rehab, and her uncle chimes in. He's like, I'm sorry, what are we talking about? He's in rehab. It's not that deep. Ashley's always trying to exploit her family for views. And I'll tell you what, if this was a family show, Tia's family would have higher ratings than yours, because that is interesting. Her dad went off and went to go have a whole other family. And you over here still unhealed, but your mom's still with that man. Who cares? Who cares? The uncle, like, I don't know why we still talking about this. He's in rehab. Can we eat some catfish? Like, I don't know what Ashley be wanting. She's so weird. Gosh, get her off the show. I really want this to be Ashley's last show. I've always said this. Why is Ashley on the show? Why? I don't know. Monique's having a book event. And I was very confused. So we know the book she's working on. I've talked about it on TikTok. Make sure you guys follow me on TikTok with the Reality Pod. I talked about it, and she's going to be talking, but I think this is a different book she's talking about on the show. On the show, it looks like it's like a self-help book, like a self-poems book. I don't think this is the tell-all book that I was talking about on the TikTok. She was reading an excerpt, and I just love how Stacey and Giselle in their confessionals are like, oh, I love Monique, but she's long-winded. It's a book event. Of course, you're going to read an excerpt from your book. Giselle is just so dumb to me. I just can't stand her. So that was just a weird comment to make. So Monique is like, I've changed, I've healed a lot, but Lord, please don't take my shadiness away. She has this game, and I think it's really bizarre to do this game in front of a bunch of people because it was giving me when Britt Edie had her event, the brunch event at the golf course, and only the Atlanta ladies ate, and everyone was just sitting around watching them eat. It's like you didn't have enough in your budget to make sure everybody in that room was eating. So for me, it was giving so weird when Monique had these gifts, and it looks like the gifts were only for the Potomac ladies, and there were binders. And each binder had a tab of the lady, and you're supposed to write down how you feel about yourself, and then each tab of how you feel about the person. Some things that stood out to me was that Wendy wrote in Kay's fake, and she was like, I do think you're fake. And then Kay took the mic and she's like, at least my bags are real. The way Wendy was silent, were you silenced or were you silent? The way she was silent. So now I'm like, so not only are you frauding and scheming, you're frauding and scheming and your bag's not even real? Because why didn't you say anything to that? It's giving the bags are fake. And I'm shocked. I'm floored if the bags are fake. Because I'm like, what was the point of that? You might as well scam with a bunch of fake stuff. That's not the only fake stuff we talking about this episode. We have to talk about some other fake stuff. Some people that has been scamming since med school, since residency. But no, I thought that was wild. And then they tried to make this Stacey thing. Giselle writes nothing in her Stacey tag because she has no thoughts about her. But my genuine opinion on that is that she doesn't have any thoughts on Stacey because she's afraid if she starts thinking about Stacey, she'll start understanding that Stacey's coming for her job. Stacey's coming for her job. Andy Cohen loves her. Stacey is the reality star of the year of 2025, coined by Carlos King, coined by a lot of people. She was on my reality star list. Stacey is here to stay, and she don't let the haters. She let her haters hate. She does that the best, and the girls hate it. They really do. And I think Giselle and Forehead are very threatened by her success because I see Andy Cohen building the show around Stacey. He loves Stacey. He doesn't like how they're all coming for her, but he really likes Stacey. You can tell when Andy really likes a housewife. He will keep saying it, and he will keep saying it. Like, you don't have to ever guess if he likes Stacey. Because it's like some people, I'm like, I don't know if he like this person. Like, he be calling out people. I don't think he like Kay at all. But he likes Stacey, and I do think Giselle is aging out of this mean girl hater vibe. And I think he sees Stacey as becoming like the main. Like, everyone needs a new anchor on the show. She's the future. You know what I mean? So she says, it's just tired how she left the page blank. She says she has no thoughts about Stacey. Whatever. Something else that was also, a big thing is that Ashley's like, I don't think Angel's living in her truth. And Angel clocks her. She's like, well, if you don't think I'm living in my truth, you don't need to come to my house. Ashley, were you silenced or were you silent? She was silenced because she had nothing to do. She had nothing to say. Something's going on with Ashley's lips. I don't know. It could be something she shouldn't be doing. I don't know. It could be Botox, but something's going on with Ashley's mouth area, and it looks like she got something done, but her lips just look very off to me. But she was definitely silenced when Angel said, if I'm not living in my truth, you don't need to be in my house, because let's keep that same energy. Angel is finally woken up. It only took her about 12, 13 episodes, but she's finally woken up. She's finally here. She's finally here to tell the ladies, you can either put up or shut up, because she was definitely coming for the girls this episode. I think she was tired, but I think all of us have said our issue with Angel is her delayed reactions to stuff. So the fact that she was able to clock Ashley that fast, if you don't think I'm living in my truth, don't come to my house. Don't come. And then of course Giselle has to always have a bestie. She always has to be riding for somebody. She always has to have her little minions. She's like, if Ashley's not coming, this is my bestie. I mean, girl, how old are you? You're like 70 saying you have a bestie. She's like, this is my bestie. So if she's not coming, then I'm not coming. And Angel's like, okay. That's probably better for Angel. By the end of the event, Ashley does end up apologizing for the catfish comment and for the eviction, or the eviction at least. And I will say Wendy chimes in. I know she's trying to like give friendly advice, but my thing is like, Wendy, you just got cool with Giselle because production pulled you to the side. You was not letting stuff roll off your back when she was talking about your husband. Like, let's be for real. I feel like Wendy is so quick to now like be up Giselle and Ashley's butt. Like, she's so happy she's up there. Like, that's where she's wanted to be all along. And now she's trying to advise Angel. She's like, well, once you get to know these women, you know, you have to let that stuff roll off your tongue. The thing is, she doesn't know these women. Like, she's not going to let it roll off her tongue. These women have been coming for her. And I thought Angel was a punk. I'm like, you keep saying you mad at Wendy. Wendy not even coming for you. The girls is coming for you. You're not even going after. I'm like, it's just giving like punk behavior. But now she's finally stepping up to Giselle and Ashley, and she's finally like saying what it is. And now that she's finally saying what it is, now Wendy's like, oh, you need to let it roll off your tongue. You need to let it roll off your back, which I agree, especially with the catfish stuff earlier, because we shouldn't be talking about the catfish stuff like 10 episodes in. But if she's upset about them accusing her of being evicted when she knows she wasn't evicted, I do think she should stand in her truth and be like, I was not evicted. What we're not going to do is act like I don't have money, I don't have a home, and I was evicted. The lease was up. It was a mix-up. And I don't know how many times she has to tell them that. And now they're threatening to release more information, and she's threatening to get them out of there. But they finally get to... I just think that it was interesting for Wendy to say, like, I know she's trying to play devil's advocate, but I'm like, you're only playing devil's advocate because you are so up Giselle's butt. Like, you were so happy to be there when you and Giselle were not cool 2 seasons ago. And the only reason you're cool now is because Giselle doesn't have Robin on the show and you don't have Candace on the show, and production talked to both of you and was like, you need to get it together. That's the only reason you and Giselle are fine now. Like, I don't know. It's just so fake to me. And it's like, I'm kind of on Angel's side. I'm just like, Angel, if somebody says something you don't like, just say it. Like, why are you holding it in and then bringing it up to Tia when Tia didn't say nothing? Bring it up to Kay when Kay don't even defend you. If somebody says something you don't like, you need to stand for yourself in that exact moment, because we're watching an episode. So yeah, this could have happened a month ago and you're still upset about it. But this a month ago in reality TV is literally like 5 episodes ago. Why are we still talking about it? They finally get to Colorado. And I guess the biggest gag is that the ladies aren't even staying in Angel's home. Only Tia and KR. And then the home they are staying in is an hour away from her home. I don't know if she's going to have everyone over, but what we do understand is that Bobby and the kids are at the home. So I understand why they aren't staying there. I don't understand why she wouldn't just stay in the rental with them or gotten a different Airbnb. But I think this is her rental that she does to host those nature events and stuff. So this might be her business that she's having them stay at. It's a beautiful home. I think the distance is a little far. Like, so now you got one set of girls an hour away, another set of girls an hour away, whatever. But the ladies kind of made a big deal out of it. I didn't think it was a big deal. I just think the distance was like, okay, you split them up, whatever. I would be upset if I was like Tia and Kay, because I'm like, I want to be where the girls are. I don't want to just be all the way over there with the kids and Bobby. I mean, no shade, no tea. Speaking of Bobby, Monique tries to kind of compare her relationship with Chris Samuels to to Angel's relationship with her husband Bobby, because Angel was like, my husband wasn't trying to go to that event, we were moving and stuff. And I don't know, I think Monique read into that too much and was projecting, because you don't really know their relationship. I do think Bobby did not want to go there. I don't know why Angel kind of angled it as to why she wasn't having fun at the event is because Bobby didn't want to go, because it did kind of look bad to angle it like that. But I just don't think he wanted to go because they were moving. It had nothing to do with like, oh my gosh, Monique's now like investigating. She's like, she's trying to cover for how bad her relationship is. Like, no, that has nothing to do with it. I think Bobby genuinely likes her. Like, he brings her coffee. Like, he's like obsessed with her, honestly. I just think they're in the middle of moving. They have 2 toddlers or like kids under 5, it looks like. He's just like, I'm not trying to go to this event in the middle of this huge move. He was frustrated. Clearly, because when he answered the phone, he was mad. But that was just another thing. I'm like, Monique, okay, you're projecting now. Let's not try to play doctor therapist, because I think you were projecting a little. Other than that, the ladies had an issue with the separation. Angel pulled a Giselle on Giselle. Angel's like, because you guys, are so cozy together, you weren't going to come unless Ashley came. I figured I'd give you guys a room to share together. And Giselle had the most stank face. I mean, she had her everyday face on, but she had the most stank face ever. Because she was gagged. She was gagged that Angel did a Giselle. Because Giselle loves to give people bad rooms, unpersonalized gifts. Oh, you can't use the bathroom in my home. And now she's acting so lost as to where this energy from Angel is coming from. Angel is sick of playing with y'all heifers. You cannot come to my house. And we're not about to bring that energy there. And I don't blame Angel. I am so glad. And I hope she's petty this whole trip. I will say, I think it's interesting that Angel all of a sudden is like besties with Wendy. She's like, you know what? I like you, Miss Wendy. Because when you look at the grand scheme of things, Wendy didn't do anything to you. And that's what Wendy was saying all along. You didn't like me because Kay don't like me. And then your good friend Kay's not even defending you in front of these group of girls. So what was the point of you not even liking me? Like, what was the point? You have two girls here that are clearly mean girling you. And then you're singling me out for stuff. It's giving hidden agenda. So now all of a sudden you want to be cool with me. Okay, I'll take the nice room. So she gives Wendy, I still think it was a shady room. I think who got the best room, I'm shocked. Jossie got a good room, but I like Jossie. Jossie got a good room. Stacey got a good room. Monique even got a decent room. I didn't like that comforter though. I would have been happy with Jossie or Stacey's room. So Wendy gets a good room, but she's in the basement. But the thing is, her room has 3 beds in it. A bunk bed and then a full bed. Like a full queen bed. And Giselle and Ashley's room is just a dorm room. But it's a nice dorm room. But it's just 2 twins. I don't think Giselle and Ashley are going to end up staying there. It looks like the next episode, or there were reports like surfacing of like Giselle at a Denver hotel over the summer. So, or in the fall or whatever. Whenever they were filming, it was leaked at Giselle and Ashley were checking into a Denver hotel. So it looks like they're checking into a hotel. I don't think they're going to stay. But I do think it's hilarious that Angel gagged them because you want to be mean. And so Giselle was feeling the type of way. She's like, well, we do have more information on that eviction. And Angel's like, no, you don't. And she's like, yes, we do. And there's a whole standoff on the stairs. It gets a little heated. And I'm happy that Angel is finally stepping up to the plate. She's like, you're not about to haze me. This is not a sorority. This is not 1946, whenever Giselle was born. Like, it's just like, it's not that. And she finally got them together. So I'm excited for the next episode. It looks like we'll finally be in Colorado. Because like I said, this episode was kind of slow. Besides like the whole binder thing, I think Monique hosting that and having the girls on a mic like talk crap about each other was crazy. But like, hey, I was here for it. But the episode was kind of like dry. We're going to see next episode them really in Colorado. But Angel is made it very clear before you guys even step foot into my home, because I do want you guys to see my home. All of you can see my home. You're just not all staying there. Let's get it very clear before anyone comes into my home. What information do you have on me? Because you're not going to enter my oasis with negative BS. And I don't blame Angel. This is the Angel we've been waiting to see. And my thing is, you, for some reason, you get more respect when you stand up to these ladies. Because you see, they still try to clown Stacey, but it's not working. Stacey let it roll off her back. Angel may have to just defend herself a couple of times because they have played in your face for way too long. We know you're not broke. We know Bobby loves you. We know that you weren't evicted. So stand on it. And I hope this is Angel's new direction. I said it in the beginning. I said that I saw some tensions between her and Kay. I think her and Kay are going to be fine. But I said the gag is that I honestly think Angel's going to fit in better with the group. I've been wrong. Thus far, I have not been correct on that one. However, I still see Angel sticking around this group longer than Kay for some reason. I don't know. I hope Angel's not a one season wonder. The only person I really truly believed ever deserved a one season was NECA. But if this is the Angel we're gonna get for the rest of the season, okay. And then you just need to watch some Atlanta reunions, because that's how you get ready. You need to watch some Atlanta reunions. For real. Watch some Atlanta reunions before the reunion film, because I know y'all not filming already. You need to just do that. And you need to get it off your chest. Get that dip off your chip. Let's get into Married to Medicine. I have never been more confused. I believe the audience is confused at this togetherness between Toya and Eugene. I could have found a better word. Sorry for my vocabulary. For this front between the two, and now them trying to change this whole story, this whole narrative of Toya's behavior from the last episode, her going off on Eugene, on the group. They are now turning this into a group issue. Eugene has gotten with the boys to say, you know what, I think y'all wives can do a better job of coming for my manhood. Why is my manhood always in question? Maybe you should be upset at Toya. She makes your manhood in question. She's the one that's said that you've had a little D, that she's not satisfied in bed, and that, you know, she's made comments about your manhood. Therefore, when I'm arguing with you and you want to go low, I'm going to go low and bring up something that you've already brought to me. You've already delivered it to me. This is coming from your wife. And I like what Curtis said is like, Toya be saying stuff too. Like, now you trying to press us because you embarrassed with how Toya handled y'all's situation in front of people. That's the thing. Eugene and Toya are so embarrassed right now. They are going on a joint campaign to act united. And the gag is Toya didn't even think she had anything to apologize for. Eugene's the one that had to call her down. Let's play pool. You can tell how scared he was. Like, he was giving me like punk vibes. He was like, yeah, I just wanted to talk to you. Like, Eugene, if you don't stand up, why are you apologizing? And I don't think whoever apologizes more weak. I genuinely don't understand what Eugene is apologizing for. He didn't do anything. Toya should be embarrassed with her behavior. You were an embarrassment, in the words of Bethany Frankel about Dorinda and John at the Brazier party. You should be embarrassed for your behavior, Toya. But no, your man is calling you to apologize. And that's why I was listening to Carlos King's podcast, Monday Night Live, and Blue was on there, and she clocked it. Toya did not marry her dream man, but Eugene married his dream girl. That is that. And then another point Blue made that was so amazing was that Toya still act like that girl from the hood. Girl, you was not in the hood. Congratulations. You made it out. But she still act like that. And it shows with this whole bag thing. You're dragging it. Like, we know Heavenly ain't broke. And you're like so concerned with the labels. I'm like, take all the labels away. Who are you, Toya? Because that's all you effing talk about. Like, I'm so sick of her, like, oh, like, you know, she don't got no real leather in her closet. Girl, and the gag is you wear all those designers and you still look a mess. That swimsuit you had on looked atrocious. It did not do anything for your body. It was not flattering at all. You looked a mess. And I'm sure it was Givenchy, Chloe, who cares? It ain't look good. So what's the point? Like, if you're gonna be a label whore, at least be a freaking Erica Jane or a Dorit Kemsley about it. You're not even either one of them. Shoot. Be an Alexia from Miami. Alexia be having them pieces on. Wrinkled arms and all. I'm just saying, like, what do you have? So no, her and Toya done lost their mind. I felt like that one Nene Leakes gif or meme video when she like, you done lost your mind. And when you find your mind, you need to let me know. Why are you chewing out your cast members for your wife screaming at you? Y'all are in some toxic stuff. That's that toxic relationships I cannot Because how is this everyone else's fault? How is this everyone else's fault for the reason she has treated you? And now you over here sitting, talking with the boys, talking about y'all need to get y'all girls together and stop having them come for my manhood. Why don't you tell your wife to stop talking about your manhood? We can start there. Now, that's why I still with Curtis and Dr. Damon. No man is about to check a man about their wife's behavior when the wife in question that started all this is to blame. Y'all are just embarrassed. Eugene is embarrassed. And I kind of looked at him like a punk. I'm like, Eugene, it wasn't that deep. Like, and she's still upset about the doctor's note stuff. She was drunk. She should be embarrassed with her behavior. That was embarrassing behavior. I would be embarrassed. I would be tucking my tail. I'd be like, I don't even remember what happened, but I know I was a mess. I'm going to apologize. That's what a real woman does. But Toya, she hides behind the labels. Cecil and Dr. Simone have both met up with their respective siblings that look just like them. I've never seen siblings look so similar because I don't feel like I look like my siblings. Like, I've never seen such siblings look so similar. Parents really say copy and paste. So Cecil's perspective is that he had to struggle. He recalls waiting 3 hours in the financial aid line in Morehouse, and that really shaping his character as to, I don't want my kids to ever go through that. Okay. And then we have Dr. Simone just talking about how she's just sick of being like teamed up on. And, you know, it's just the boys really don't care. I understand both perspectives. My opinion on this is different because we know she got him the Tesla. So I don't know how much has changed in that household, if anything, besides a divorce. I think that Cecil is valid. Like, hey, if we have the funds, let's give it. But what I will say is those kids don't know the value of $1. If you want to listen to my rant, log into TikTok. I'm not about to go over this again. They don't know the value of $1. Hey, some days I forget it. But the way that Michael let come out of his mouth, what happened to all the white kids that their parents just buy for everything and they wake up not in debt, rich. That was the most classist, tone deaf, ignorant stuff I heard a black man ever say. Like, a black man ever say. At the end of the day, you will never be white. At the end of the day, you will never have that privilege of being white. Sorry, dude. No matter how many white bunnies you screw, you'll never be white. And that's why I don't have an opinion on that. She got him the Tesla. He's going to law school. That hasn't changed. I hope the dynamic has changed for Simone's sake. I understand both. I understand there's this true thing in the black community that our parents struggle, our grandparents struggle, they think we should struggle. I don't subscribe to the BS. But people do think that. People in my family think that. They think we should struggle. They think it's just a old black methodology. I don't subscribe to that. I do think you're supposed to work hard. You work hard now to provide for your future generations. What Beyonce say, even my great grandchildren already rich. Like, you don't want people to have to struggle. You work hard so other generations after you don't. But like I said, I don't understand Cecil's job. Is he a real estate agent? Is he really like selling homes and like bringing a sizable amount of money home? Or is he really just someone that is living off of Dr. Simone? I don't know. We don't know. Is he selling homes or not? Or is he sitting on his butt playing golf? I don't know. Because if you're selling homes and you have that opinion, I agree with you. But if you are sitting at home waiting for Simone to get paid, I don't agree with you. You gonna have to tell your sons no. I agree with both of their ideas, though. I can understand being teamed up on, and it's like, it seems as though as soon as you get paid, these three men want something. And I'm not in the business to raising men. And she's raising three men. So I don't know. I even think the dog might be a boy. I don't know. Quad and King are in a rough patch, and I mentioned this a couple episodes ago, and it's this IVF journey. When women do IVF, they become hormonal, they become emotional, they become angry. That is the facts. It is a long process. I didn't realize King had a kid. So for him, this is a lot. He's like, I already got my kid. I'm fine. I have that unconditional love that Quad is talking about. Quad doesn't have that. And she is so desperately seeking it. And I hope King is the right man for her. I really do. I like King, but I do think they got to be more protective of their relationship on reality TV. It seems as though they're still together. They're going to have to be protective of it come the reunion, because he's not really protecting their relationship when those cameras are on. And when you're in a relationship like that, you do have to protect it, because Quad has had the short end of the stick when it comes to these men on the show and when it comes to these women on the show. Say what you want. I agree with that. She's had the short end of the stick, and I do think I do think the IVF is probably a strain on their relationship, especially as he described, they went from a honeymoon stage to a IVF stage. But I'm shocked he willingly went through that. And he will need to be honest with her if it's too much. He's like, you know what? I'm good. But I think they've tried so much to conceive and it's not working. And he's like, how many times are we going to do this? I think they just got to get on the same page, and they need to protect the relationship, because the edit is looking bad. It's looking really bad, but I think King is a good guy. I hope he's not cheating on her, though. But I also said there's no official announcement, you guys. I don't know if we're waiting for a reunion. I don't know. I thought Quad was pregnant at BravoCon, and then my mom said she saw a video or something and it looked like Quad was pregnant, but there's been no announcement. I don't want to say the girl's pregnant, but I thought she was pregnant at BravoCon. Or I don't know, maybe she's just swollen from the shots. Like, that could be a possibility. I don't know. But they do need to be protective of their relationship, because they are in troubled waters right now. Play Chris Brown. What did Dr. Mimi say? She said, play Delulu by Drew Sidora. I love Dr. Mimi. So they have this party, and it's like, you're gonna make a bag. Toya is bragging and baiting Dr. Heavenly, because Dr. Heavenly left the bag again. There was this exchange that I guess happened on Father's Day between Toya and Heavenly. Apparently they was wishing the men a happy Father's Day, and then I guess Heavenly was like, yes, Toya, make sure you tell Eugene a happy Father's Day on camera. And Toya has said something like I don't need marriage advice or something from you, like whatever. The only reason Heavenly said that is because it's looking bad on camera for y'all. It's looking like you do not respect him. And even Heavenly said it. She's like, you treat that man so bad, it makes us all uncomfortable. And then Contessa comes in with her hooker outfit to a purse making party, and Heavenly clocked her. Gorgeous girl. But girl, did you just go shopping at Goodwill and just pick it out and then wear it tonight? She always misses the theme for her outfits. It's like, why are you wearing this outfit for a purse making party? You're not going out. You're not going to dinner. Where are you going? She dresses like 13 going on 30 to me. Like, honestly, like this 13-year-old that thinks like it's fun. Like, oh my gosh, like sequin's good every once in a while, but like, girl, why are you always in sequin? Like, why are you always in something see-through? We get it. You got a breast job and you got super skinny. You look good. No, I don't know about the breast, but I don't know. There was some Toya and Dr. Heavenly exchange. They keep getting into these exchanges on the text messages, but I will say the show I'm watching right now, Toya is baiting Dr. Heavenly. Therefore, when Dr. Heavenly come out to play, I don't want to hear it, Toya, because you've been provoking her these last 2 episodes. You are trying so hard to prove to everyone that Heavenly is this bad person, but you're starting to make yourself look bad. And that's why I said, stop trying to make people look bad. Bad people do bad on their own. A word. That was a word. That was your episode of Toxic Tuesday. We did a long episode. It's so good to be back. Happy New Year. I'm super excited for the year. And stay tuned for Friday's episode, part 2 of What's the Reality. On What the Reality, Jersey Shore. We're discussing the iconic moments. I'm talking about the friendship dynamics. And I'm talking about what they are doing and what they've been up to. And I'm also going to break down Mike the Situation's tax evasion problem and Ronnie's domestic stuff that happened. We're going to be talking about life after the show, after I talk a little bit more about the show, basically. But until the next time, I will see you guys. Toxic Tuesday.